Oh boy. There's one. And 3,000 years later, loading forever. Badoof. Skadoof. Badoof. Goody. Where's my... Oh, right in front of my face. So, like always, gonna give it some time for people to come in. Yep. Morning again, Kayla. And I have an hour to kill before I have to get ready to go get myself presentable. But other than that, yep. I feel it's time to revisit the devil card in the tarot. Because I have yet to actually meet someone or hear of someone. My Roland is having a hissy fit. There we go. As I was saying, I have yet to actually meet someone who reads the devil card like how I do. Instead of like automatically being like, oh my gosh, somebody is in toxicity, somebody's addicted to something, someone is being completely unaware of something that's keeping them chained down, they can just simply get rid of it, but they're being blinded by it. No, that's you're only sticking to by the book and only being negative with the bloody interpretation. Don't be limited like that. Because you're just taking a shotgun and blowing your own foot off. Don't do that. Kind of a dark way of comparing it, but still. Where am I? Oh, there it is. So, let's start off with. Now, there are many decks that depict the devil in different ways. The standard Rider-Waite-Smith, there's that version. And there are some decks that take the card, the whole card itself, and completely change it into something completely different. Like this one deck, the Witch's Tarot. And in this deck, this is what the devil is. The shadow side. To be completely honest, changing the devil to this card purposely makes it intentionally malefic. The way that the devil is transformed into this card, the shadow side, is restricting it to only being malefic and baneful. Oops. And that's not how I like to read. Restricting something to only be meaning one way. And there's other decks, but I'll get into those in a moment. But that's not how you pretty much change a card to kind of fit a theme. That's not how you do it because you're restricting it to only have one meaning and it can't be changed. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just that's not really the intention of the devil. So, I'm gonna grab my other Rider-Waite-Smith deck because this one's actually a lot more simplistic to look at. The other one's a little bit like oldish and decayed a little. It's not even a word, but who cares? It's early in the morning, okay? And I'm already having hot flashes and I just woke up. What the heck, dude? Yes, men get man periods too, okay? Don't look at me like that. Okay, there we go. So, let's take a little stroll with the devil. So, first and foremost, the devil card is card number 15. Yeah, the numbers, those two numbers together, you get the number 6. And in this depiction of the Rider-Waite-Smith, you have an Adam and Eve figure just like in the Lover's card. And they have chains around their neck, and the chains are linked and pretty much attached to a black pillar with a ring, and they're looking like they're being held hostage and chained to something. But the chains aren't really tied around their neck. And they're in between them is the Baphomet figure. Now, at the core, the Baphomet figure is seen as a merging of symbols into one at the core. It's a symbol of having multiple symbols conjoining one another to one another. It is seen as how am I going to put this? It is seen as rep, a well-known representation of the left hand of the I do want to say of Satanism, and if I'm wrong, Kendra, Claudia, or Mary Ravensill, if I say something wrong with Satanism or theistic Satanism, you are more than definitely to be like, hey kid, no, just so that way you know. Hit me upside the head if I make a whoopsie, because I deserve it. No, just messing, but still. So the Baphomet figure is in between the Adam and Eve figure in this depiction. Now, usually when people see this card, they think, oh, does that mean the Abrahamic Satan is going to come after me and cause havoc in my life, and somebody is using black magic against me? No. A lot of people think that, though. A lot of people think that, oh no, it's the devil. It looks like somebody is being addicted to something. No. You're only going towards the malefic way of reading this card. You can't be thinking malefic like that. You have to be able to look at it for how it is and see how it is. But also delve deeper into the card. And if you also notice too, on the side with the woman, with the hand, like if you look at the Baphomet figure, you see the hand that's closer to the woman on the woman's side. It's actually raised, like if it's being given, like if it's being given, like if it's being dismissed in a way, in a way that's like being given mercy. Well, the man figure, on the other hand, he is getting a flaming torch to the tush. And the way that I've actually said it in my other video that I made a while ago, that torch is actually the fire of desire, the fire of lust, the fire to pretty much take action by urges and to let an impulsivity possess you, blind you, and then you take action being blinded by your impulse. And you just do something that may be out of character or do something that you weren't aware you were doing, but it happened anyway. Best example. Um, that new movie of The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Well, the devil made me do it. Not really, because in the end, it still had you carrying it out. But nonetheless. So, usually with this symbol of having it be the fire of desire being afflicted to man to take action towards a woman, because this woman figure is just standing there like, what am I doing here? Oh man, it really sucks to be you, dude. It sucks to be you, dude, because it looks like your tushy is going to be crisp. While over here, you've also noticed their tails. His tail is already burnt, is already flaming, while hers is still having some fruit on it. That can also show that the woman's actually able to sustain herself too, while the man, well, not so much. Now, so usually what this card can actually mean. There's a lot of meanings to it. Meaning number one, of course, somebody is being tested to see if they can actually understand their limitations in having self-control. Because people think that the devil just only tempts you. No, he doesn't. You know the saying, devil's advocate? The one that comes in and ruins the party and tells it how it is. I mean, if you have somebody coming into like your party and you've been drinking nonstop, they come in, ruin your party, and tell you you need to stop drinking and you need to go home because you don't look so good and you are sweating nonstop and we're afraid you're gonna go into shock. You might be thinking, thanks, man, you just ruined my party. But on the positive side, though, that person, even though they're being the devil's advocate, telling you how it is, like if you keep drinking, you're gonna get alcohol poisoning and you're gonna kick the bucket. Stop. Even though they're being a devil's advocate, being point blank about what's gonna happen, they're actually being very considerate. So how is the devil's advocate being a bad thing? If it's telling the truth and saying it for how it is, if somebody keeps doing something stupid, something bad's gonna happen. I think that's a good thing. That's not my business. Next, let's see here. One of the ways I also like to relate this card to, does anybody happen to know Saturday Night Live? Like what they show on Saturday night? I can't remember what TV channel. The way, way long ago, before I even existed, mind you. Does anybody happen to remember an actor called Chris Farley? Chris Farley. Yes, that's who I relate the devil card to. And for those of you who are thinking, how in the heck do you relate him to the devil? Check it out. He had a way of living that went like, live life, live it hard. There's the devil. The devil's the same thing. Live life, live it hard. But understand your limitations and know when's enough. Enough's enough. Because if you don't know and don't respect your limitations, you'll have the fate that Chris Farley had. He overdosed. You have to understand your limits and know when enough's enough and take a step. But Chris Farley, though, and the devil, it's actually also a card to enjoy and indulge in the physical 3D senses. Sight, smell, taste, hear, touch. Enjoy those senses in the current moment. Enjoy everything physically around you. Enjoy everything that's giving you stimulus to your senses. It's a time to enjoy it. Have some fun within practical reason. Don't be don't be putting like 5 bottles of wine down your throat, getting woozy intoxicated, that you accidentally murder someone because you thought they were trying to come at you, but they were like coming towards you to be like, "Are you okay?" But then you just stabbed them in the neck with a knife, killing them. But you couldn't tell because you were intoxicated too much. That's the dark side. That's a dark side of a devil. Being possessed by an intoxicant or possessed by something that's making you not being able to comprehend what's around you, that the intoxication actually pushes you to do something that causes immense and irreplaceable damage. Let's see, here's another one. Usually, like in the Lover's card, you have a man figure and a woman figure. The thing is, when you have two figures come together, regardless if it's a man, woman, man, woman, don't matter. You bring two together, that's when divinity forms. Two figures come together, that's how divinity is found, and it's merging and comes into existence. Because through significant other or other person who's actually being fulfilling that role properly, that's how divinity is formed and how it's actually seen by the other person. But now here's the little twist that I love with the devil. Two figures come together to make a relationship that betters the self. How in the heck did you come up with that? Simple. What is the primary intention of the belief with Satanism and theistic Satanism? What is the primary intention with Satanism? to improve thyself. The Baphomet figure is within Satanism. When you have two figures come together for the devil card, it's a relationship that betters thyself. This connection betters you. Instead of it bettering both of you, it betters you. Which in reality, you have to put yourself first. If you're not standing on your own 2 feet, it don't matter what's around you. It don't matter. You're not standing. If you can't stand, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have everything you want. If you can't get up and go grab it, you can't. There's no point. If you're standing on your own 2 feet and you can actually go towards what you want, then that's different. But if you can't stand and take care of yourself first, without you, nothing exists. So you have to be able to make sure that you're okay first. Then everything else can come around. And also, some people would actually say that this is a card of Capricorn. Okay. Even though I'd much rather say it's a card of Taurus, because Taurus is actually the sign that's actually about the senses: sight, smell, taste, hear, touch, taste. The devil wants you to indulge in your senses and enjoy the 3D physical to an extent. Don't be getting intoxicated off the woozy woo. Taurus is the same thing, wants to enjoy its senses. And the He Who font is the more fitting Capricorn sign, because you have somebody being a notice me guru and teaches because of a title, and teaches by intimidating you by saying, if you don't believe what I want, you're going to hell. No. And it's also very important too, at least with the devil card, that it can also be watched below the. I have not. In fact, I never even heard of that individual, so I can't really say much. But the devil, it's only questionable is that if you're allowing also to a situation to actually take control of you, because this can actually show a situation where somebody's actually being manipulated in a way that might be passive aggressive, or actually in a way that's malefic. Like if somebody is being like having reaction abuse happen, that can be seen with this too. But nonetheless, and of course we'll go into the stereotypical stuff now. Yes, of course, this card can be seen about having addiction challenges, but here's the thing. To be technical, everybody has an addiction, to be technical. And really, addiction is not really a big deal. Although, some people handle addiction challenges easier than others. Some struggle more with them. Nonetheless, regardless of what they're addicted to, it doesn't matter what they're addicted to, because they deserve to have the same equal opportunity to actually get the help they need, just as anybody else. It doesn't matter what they're addicted to. If they need the help and they're trying to get help for it, they deserve to have the help. But this person's a drug addict. I don't care. Did I stutter? If somebody is combating an addiction and they're having that challenge and they want to actually get help, they have the right to get the help they need, regardless of what they're being addicted to. Even if it's addicted to gambling, addicted to spending more time doing your hobby than giving time to your significant other, or even better, addicted to actually doing your work and completely neglecting your home life. Addiction is an addiction. Just because if a law says no, that's illegal, that doesn't make an addiction good or bad. You're still addicted to it. You can't understand when enough's enough to have enough to control yourself, detain yourself from putting more into something and then giving your focus elsewhere. It's still an addiction. Just because it's something different doesn't mean any different. That's none of my business. Now let's take a look at other depictions of the devil figure. So let's see here. Why don't we start with the one? Yeah, we'll start with this one. From Tarot Vampires. Here's our depiction of the devil. Now you're probably thinking like, oh my good Lord Lanta, that poor angel's like snapping her back. And then there's another one at the devil at the pan figure's feet. Notice I said pan figure instead of the devil figure because the devil figure is actually based off of two beings: the Greek god Pan, the divine Pan, and also the I think it's Arabian spirit elemental, an Ifrit. So this depiction. Now we have two angels. Oh well, this kind of took a bit of a drastic twist. Looks like we have two more angels there, kind of going against Yahweh and telling him, we're gonna have fun and live life and live it hard. So, toodles. So, this depiction, you have two angels, one at his feet, and then one actually coming pretty close to him, and actually kind of enjoying the moment with him, and he's even howling too. So, this depiction actually can show a more focus on actually still kind of maintaining the idea of having some dignity and being dignified, but also letting loose once in a while. Having the awareness to it's important to have moments of having fun and enjoying the 3D and senses, but also keeping your morality in check because the angelic figures is supposed to be by stereotype. It's supposed to be more higher forms of thinking, but still, that's at least how I'm looking at this depiction. But this depiction is actually not pointing it in a way that's malefic. It's actually focusing on the primal aspect of enjoying your senses to an extent, because you can become addicted to enjoying your senses to a point where it possesses you. Not by possesses like it actually is like full on possession, but it blinds you from being able to comprehend really what's going on around you. There's that depiction. Next. Oh, we'll do this one next. This one actually funny, believe it or not. This devil card actually instead doesn't have a satyr or a Baphomet image on it. It had someone else. And this depiction is from the Dark Angels Tarot. Here's this deck's devil. Well, that's completely different. Wait a minute. That's different. Hmm. Yeah, that one was like a curveball. In that depiction, you don't see a man figure and a woman figure. Heck, you don't even see a Baphomet figure. You don't even see a satyr figure. You don't even see anything relating to that at all. So how is this the devil? Well, instead of thinking of it by stereotype, think about it this way. Who do you think that possibly be? Take a guess. I wonder who this lovely woman that's in the shadows. I wonder who this could be. And yes, the masks also have something to do with it too. I wonder who this could be. I'll give you a hint. There you go. Kayla got it. Yep. Because now you're probably thinking, okay, so how can the devil be Lilith? Well, here's the thing. Lilith is a divine that even though there's masks in the picture, throughout many cultures and many beliefs throughout the world, and I'm quoting and I'm giving credit to Kendra for this one, throughout the world, through other belief systems, Lilith is actually hinted at by a lot of other deities. So Lilith wears a lot of masks throughout the world. Good example, Daji from Chinese mythology, that's Lilith, believe it or not. But specifically, this depiction of the devil, this one's actually focusing more on the idea of being very careful with who you reveal yourself to and having self-control to not really give yourself away, and also standing against anything that's trying to restrict you to a point where you can't be yourself. Because if you notice, this woman figure, she's standing in front of you with her arms out, like, mm-mm, you're not gonna pass, dude. And all these masks, they're looking right at you, and you don't even see my face, so you shall not pass. Definitely not Gandalf reference, but still. It's just the back of the deck. Okay. Next one. Let's scooch over to. Oh, since we're on the topic of Lilith, let's bring up the Heaven or Hell Tarot. Here's this version's devil. Yep, here's this version of Chris Farley. Pretty similar to this one. Pretty similar, but there's a difference. If you notice, look at the woman figure. Look at that woman figure compared to this one. This one's like, whoops. This one over here is like, I have no idea what's going on, but it sucks to be you, dude, because your tushy's gonna get crispy. Meanwhile, over here, this woman figure is being all, like, look at her. She's being, oh, woe is you. Oh, Lord. Like a dramatic faint. At least how I'm looking at it, it's like, oh, hi, Lilith, you're there too? Oh, look at you, you're mocking Adam. Oh, woe is Adam all alone over there. Looks like he's gonna have to take care of himself. Oh, woe is Adam. Woe is he. Oh no, what is he gonna do? He can't get to me. Sucks to be him, dude. So, with this depiction, you can kind of see somebody's being tantalized and actually being teased to a point where this teasing of something that this person wants, they get possessed by being addicted to pursuing something, if that makes sense. But yes, I would even say this could be also a card hinting at Lilith, but in a way that she's actually, taunting or teasing or making fun of Adam over there, being like, "Oh, Adam, looks like you're gonna have to take care of yourself, huh? It's okay. I didn't even want to go anywhere near it anyway. Besides, my pinky figure's bigger than you, dimwit." Next. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, I guess I'll get this one out of the way, and I don't like this one. I kind of want to just, yeah, I don't like it. Okay, the Witch's Tarot. This one. The Shadow Side. Okay. First and foremost, whenever you're making it, if I ever get this card, if I ever use this deck in a reading, in a way, I'm kind of being forced to see it as a malefic and baneful card, which is not really how you're supposed to have the tarot be. You're supposed to see, and you're supposed to have the cards be, this is what it is. Not like pushing it into a way that's like, oh no, it's the darkness, it's bad. No. So, I just don't like this. I do not like this depiction at all. Because it's trying to force me to think in a way that's limiting myself, and I do not like that. I don't like having my way of thinking being restricted for no good reason. That's a big nope. Mm-mm. Don't restrict my brain thinking. Next up. This one is from the Definitely Not Shonen Jumps Tarot or traditional manga Tarot. Here's this devil. Now, if you notice, you see two figures again. We don't know if it's a man, woman, woman, man, man. We don't know. But two figures are coming together, they're conjoining by hand and by. Is that toilet paper? Oh, they're leashes. I'm sorry, it looked like toilet paper. I can't help it. I'm sorry. Hit me with a blunt object. I'm sorry. Yeesh. But still. So this depiction you have two figures coming together, and it looks like they're kind of conjoining and making a heart underneath the hand, a golden heart. And then you have the the the, the devil. I mean, the kind of a darker figure in the background. I wouldn't say that's the Baphomet figure because not really. But really, with this depiction, you now have two figures actually really coming together and having a connection that both of them are gaining the benefit to themselves from it, which is a good thing because this bond and unionship and coming together supports them both and benefits them both. There's nothing wrong with it. If it if it benefits them both, I mean, it should keep going. Relationship betters the self, which should be even a primary focus anyway. If the self is not being empowered or bettered, not worth it. Now I have two decks left. We'll go with this one next. This one is from the definitely not Walking Dead Tarot Z. Yeah, definitely not Walking Dead. Get in there. Here's their devil. Love him. Definitely we got a lot of flaming going on here, and a lot of people, or, who knows, they could even be infected people down there. Zombies, because of the outbreak. But here's the thing. This devil is actually one that's actually passing judgment and punishing. So do I, because this one has a deeper meaning too. This devil is actually punishing those who contributed to the virus outbreak. And that's actually what the guidebook says for this deck. This devil figure is punishing those that contributed to the outbreak and how mankind got infected with this virus and mankind is losing its numbers and is slowly dying off. So in a way, you could see this as, well, let's just say for how it is. Looks like Satanas is coming in and laying the smackdown on those that actually contributed to mankind dying off and being killed. So he's punishing those for even killing, like even for example, with this deck, as far as we know, there could have actually be like in some of the depictions. Who knows? There might be some Satanists being killed in there. So Satanus could be getting a hold of those people that contributed to mankind falling, getting a hold of them and punishing them for killing those that he favored. Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. And yes, there is also there are chains too, but primarily it's like a lot of and all the people and all the figures, the human figures, they're all right in the middle. So they're all pretty much getting it head on. While on the sides, there's nobody. They're like it's a big pile of people in the middle. So that's that devil. Completely different. Being punished for contributing to a lot of death and a lot of lives being taken prematurely. It's that was a kind of a dark depiction, but I mean it is true though. If there's a incident where there have been lives being ended prematurely because of somebody's stupidity and they contributed to lives being ended for no just reason but just for the heck of it, no. And now this one, I think those that actually practice the craft are going to appreciate. Here's this devil from Terror Apocalypse. I like this depiction. I really like this depiction because this depiction is actually showing the ways how when the witches actually went out into the wilderness, built a campfire, and actually danced around the fire, the witches round. There it is. And even though back then they were thinking like, oh here, how about now, Claudia? Can you see it now, Claudia? Shit. Yeah. Now, if you notice, perfect. Now, if you notice, there are primarily there's only women dancing around the fire. There's no men. And right there we have. I just had an lost it. This can be either the Green Man or how do you pronounce his name? Begins with a C. I'm gonna try and pronounce it. Cineros, the Green Man, maybe Pan. But still, the idea is still the same thing. But now here comes the other part because we have traditional witches dancing around the fire doing the witches round. Here comes the other twist with this one. Pretty much those that are actually practicing the craft, they're actually going back to the roots of it and they're enjoying how the traditional handed down old ways were with this depiction. And when they actually danced around the fire, they were actually in a different state of awareness, different state of consciousness. But what they were actually in a state where they were enjoying the 3D. On the physical plane, they looked like they were just dancing, but internally, they were really enjoying their senses to the point where it actually unlocked their ability to see beyond the 3D, like the 3D mundane, and they were actually engulfed in it. But they weren't possessed in a way that they were doing stuff that was like, no, they're having fun. They're enjoying themselves. And I mean, heck, we're all ladies here. You notice how none of them are wearing, the supporting stuff for the chest? None of them are wearing them. They're being free. They're not being restricted. That sounds really odd and really ironic for me to say that. But they're allowing themselves to be free and enjoy themselves. Let themselves go. So this depiction of the devil can most definitely be like you can enjoy your senses. Yes, 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 Claudia, yes. And that's the thing with this devil, it's really encouraging whoever pulls this card. It can be a huge push to say, just have fun, enjoy yourself, enjoy this time, let yourself go, let yourself loose. This one actually is in a way that where there's no hint of addiction because there's no in the depiction there's no broomstick. Yep, that's supposed to be a joke like riding the broomstick. There's no broomstick. None of the witches are in the air. They're all on the ground around the campfire. Yes, yes, yes. Enjoy the 3D physical things around you. Have fun. Enjoy it. That's one of the little hidden gems about the Devil card. A card that actually wants you to enjoy the current moment and the 3D and your senses to the best potential. Because life originally is meant to be enjoyed, not meant to be here to suffer and be like, oh, I'm just living a life of torment. No, that's not really the intention of living. It's supposed to be all about living a life and enjoying every moment that you can. And even though the devil does have that potentially scary aspect to it, like being addicted to something, sometimes also when you have a strong willpower towards something, sometimes it's not bad. Sometimes that's your passion coming through and just giving you like, I like doing this, I want to keep doing it. If something drives you and motivates you, keep doing it. Even if it's something as simple as, hello, Cindy. Even if it's something as simple as like revisiting and rereading your tarot guidebook over and over again. You just love reading the cards and actually seeing different ways of depicting them and reading them. There's nothing wrong with that. The only time when it gets a little bit questionable or like, wait a minute now, is when you have something like blind you and then it takes up all your focus for too long. That's addiction. Addiction isn't bad, it isn't good, it is what it is. Although, again, like what I said earlier, some people handle combating it easier than other people. Nonetheless, though, if somebody is needing help and they're wanting to have assistance in combating their challenge with whatever they're addicted to, like what I've said, those people are entitled to be given the same opportunity of assistance to help get off there. Yep, yep, exactly. They're allowed to have the same opportunity to have the care and assistance to combat their challenge with addiction as anybody else, regardless if it's even something as simple like if they're addicted to running a lot, they're addicted to work, they're addicted to raising their kids. They don't do anything else but just be so hyper focused on their kids that they become over controlling. And that makes a child actually become dependent. And then when that child grows up to become an adult, they can't fend for themselves. That's just how it is. That's why having the idea of actually giving all sectors of your life as much fair, equal time, equally, balance, moderation, that's usually the best ideal thing to do. But some people can do it, some people can't. It is what it is. But I think there was another deck I had that had another devil depiction that was one to show if I can figure out where it is. Oh, I know one. There was one more. Actually, never mind. There's gonna be two more. Two more. Yeah, two more. Oh boy. Exactly, Claudia. Exactly. Every, everybody has something that they're addicted to, and it is what it is. Some people have addiction to reading, learning. Learning's not bad, but it becomes bad when you completely neglect your health, your caring, like how you take care of yourself, feeding yourself, like even interactions and relationships with other people, your work life. If you just keep reading, well, nothing wrong with reading and keeping your brain active, but other sectors of your life also have to be taken care of too. And now let's see here. See if I can find the depiction in this one. I know exactly what it looks like too. Where are you? There he is. Okay, now this depiction of the devil comes from the erotic fantasy tarot. Here's this devil. Sorry. And as you can see, this is like hmm, odd and different. You have two women with two swords, kind of like fighting over the devil figure. Like, that's different. You have sit still. You have them chained. Actually, wait a minute. Let's see. Actually, one of them. Actually, never mind. Both of them actually look like they're actually helping release one another from the devil figure. But the thing is, it looks like they're not really actively paying attention to what they're swinging at because both of them have their eyes closed. And in a way, too, it looks like they are kind of fighting over him now. Even though they're free, they're still fighting for him. So, but nonetheless, this devil can actually be indicating. Yeah, exactly. But for this depiction, you can actually see now possibly somebody is having a clash with somebody else. It's like fighting over something that's addictive to both of them. Best way to put it is like imagine you're in a mall and then you see two women fighting for the last pair of shoes that are on sale. And they're both shoe addicts. They love buying shoes and they like having their closet full of shoes. Now they're fighting to the death for a pair of shoes. That could be an indication of it. It's kind of a odd way of putting it, but still. An addiction actually causes two individuals to pretty much get possessed by the addiction, so they actually combat one another for it. Yes. Oh gosh. I used to work Walmart retail, and every Black Friday I worked it because I've actually volunteered to. Headache. Nothing was more of a headache than actually telling people, no, put that back. It's not time to get that thing yet. But it's the sale's gonna happen in like 5 minutes. I don't care. Put it back. But I don't want to listen. I don't care. Put it back. Yeah. Like, like that is like literally just like definitely disharmonious chaos going on, rather than be it organized chaos. That's like disharmony and disorganized and hot mess chaos going all in there. So now this devil figure is coming from the Black Alchemy Tarot, and this one's actually from, yeah, oh yes, yeah. For right now, I have to be getting off in like 3 minutes, so I have time to show one more devil card. And heck, this card wants to come out, so I'm gonna let that one come out too because that one has Lilith on it. Let's see, where is that other devil card in this deck? Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, gotta show this one too because Lilith's on that one, and it's actually kind of funny. Oh, and I had to have that one too because it actually is part of the story for that. Where in the world is that one card I'm looking for? Hmm. Let me see. There he is. So here's the Black Alchemy Tarot's devil. Yes. Mm-hmm. A corrupt politician right smack dab in the middle. In between two political parties. Hmm. Well then. And then the working class, lower class at the bottom. Well then. Hmm. This is a really different way of actually having the devil because, yeah, corrupt politicians, you know, blinding the working class and the public into thinking that they're going to be doing what they're supposed to do, but they're twiddling their, yeah, exactly, twiddling their thumbs and causing BS instead. But now there's Lilith and Samuel in the Lovers card of this deck, and it's fitting. Lilith and Samuel, and now we have the last one, and then I have to get ready to get myself off of forced labor or work. Then we have the wives of Adam making a toast. There's Lilith, Eve, and then the one, actually, it's Lilith, Eve, and then Adam's third unnamed wife. Now watch this. The next card, the Four Cups. Aw, look at Adam all alone over there, while his wives are having a toast. Thank God we got away from him. Thank God. So Lilith, what you first seen him to be his first wife? I didn't. I kind of was, put there because I had no other place to go. But joke's on him, he never had a chance with me. Sucker. And also, what I love about this deck too, okay, I had to get going after this. It's gilded. Gold gilded. Just like that. Yeah. My friends that actually made this deck, they were nice enough to give me the gold gilded edition. Even though I would prefer to be silver, but I'm not complaining. But yeah, these cards, they are huh, like e even like the gilded part, it's kind of also sharp. So I was like, okay. Page of Swords with Four Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So we're gonna have an immature message about holding on tight to the lovey woozy wooey. Up and look at that. Anyway, I had to get ready to go to work, and as soon as I'm having downtime at work, I'll come live again just to have it up before. But then I'll just see y'all then.